Then we have Team Eureka. Uh,
Yes,
are
ma'am.
all your team members here, Viraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then there's Team Ashoka. Okay, yeah, I can see Team Ashoka. Then there is Team Virtual Visioners.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have Team Era Devs.
Which MIT in Boston thinks is really champs, really good engineering college. It's a small undergraduate engineering college. In it, most of the subjects are kind of optional. There are only two subjects which are compulsory. Can you guess what those might be?
Sir, English and history.
English and
You
history.
cheated. You cheated. It's English and history, okay? And why English and history? Because history trains you in something fundamentally important called critical thinking. Critical
Like
thinking is the
creating
facility of making sense of the world, whether you're a
and
businessman or whether
modeling
you're a
things.
researcher, you're doing a PhD, or you're working in a job.
That is
Right?
the reason I joined.
Taking facts and kind of understanding it and coming to usable deductions from those facts is what historians do, right? They look at evidence of various reliability, various sorts of evidence, visual, oral, written, all that type of stuff, and they have to understand what happened. That's what an entrepreneur has to do when he wants to make money, right? That's what a scientist wants to do when they want to create some new knowledge. So fundamentally important skill which is not taught to us properly at school or at college, even for that matter, history. The other is English literature. Understanding that language is more than what is written. There's a subtext in a language, there's a context in a language, there is something deeper behind the words, meaning behind the words, which nobody acquaints us with. Just because somebody is saying something, it doesn't mean that you take it at face value, right? You have to see the context in which it is said to see what the real meaning is. And if you can't deduce the real meaning, you had it in life. I mean, you'll realize these things later on, but I'm sure you have your own experience of it. That's why we put together this competition to train young people in these skills, because by the time you come to college, it's pretty late and it's very difficult to teach you these skills. It's still possible, but if you can develop this interest now, you will be unbeatable once you leave school, because you will have fundamental skills which are missing in most other students, right? Not only in this country, but in the rest of the world, right? Critical thinking skills, communication skills, ability to work as a team, you know, research skills, all these things are fundamental skills. So with that, e-Yantra has been experimenting with young people online through the virtual museum competition. And what we wanted is we'd like to just celebrate today the work that you guys have done and try and help you understand the meaning of what you've done. So with that, we have these two experts here with us. Maybe I'll ask Deepa to introduce them.
Okay, sure, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for briefing us about the virtual museum and the main two crux of this competition, which is critical thinking and the research mindset. So, with this, we start with our show. So, welcome all to the grand finals of Virtual Museum Competition, Edition 5. And in this competition, we had about college students from engineering college, and we had we have school students from grades 7 to 12, and there were about 116 participants, 116 students who participated from 32 schools and 10 colleges, and out of them, in the 8 weeks time, all have done all the work, starting from family genealogy to making the exhibition space. And now here we have top 11 teams who are there to present the DIY virtual museum space. So I thank Dr. Anita Rane ma'am for joining us as a jury member. She is an associate professor and HOD of Ancient Indian History Department in St. Xavier's College. And we have Dr. Anuradha ma'am, who's Assistant Professor from Department of History, Loyola College, Chennai. So we welcome you, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we have shared the scorecard with you. So our jury members will interact with all the finalists, and they will be asking questions about the research that you have done, insights about the artifact, why you selected that particular artifact, and then they will be interacting with you about how you have done the photogrammetry and the 3D model in Blender. And based on that, they will be giving you the scores. So this is the finals all about. And what I'll do is I'll present the screen and show you the glimpses of the top 11 artifacts that we have.
I would like to personally welcome Dr. Anuradha. This is her first stint with us as a jury member. And I feel that, Dr. Anuradha, you'll find some very interesting things here which might greatly impact your own teaching in Loyola College. And we are happy to work with you to see how these kind of things can be deployed, right? So this is school children who've done it. And when I show the work that school children from 7th standard upwards have done to my friends, vice chancellors of universities, they are blown away by it, right? It just shows that age is no limit, right? If you engage with students in a particular way, you can catch them young and kind of start transforming their mindset from very early on. And guys, all of you here don't realize that what you've done is perhaps what undergraduate students at university might have been challenged to do. Okay. So without telling you that is difficult, we made you jump into it and you took the bait and you've kind of surpassed yourself. I've noticed the kind of scans which you guys have done. And I can only say that either Madhu is improving at his game or the kids are getting brighter every year. Madhu, any answer to that?
Yeah, hi. I think the students are getting smarter as we go through the paces of the competition. But to be really honest, I think the level of technology understanding between the students, among the students in school level is also improving a lot. And yeah, I think overall the bar is being raised with each of these editions that we have. So yeah, that's my input.
So Madhu incidentally has got his master's in design. He's originally an architect, and then he did a degree in design at the Industrial Design Center at IIT Bombay. And then he came to us and we just grabbed him and we've innovated these kind of initiatives with him. We've done a fantastic design competition also. Now that you guys have done virtual museum, you are game perhaps for a design competition where you can actually design products for industry and stuff like that. But anyway, more about that later. I'll hand the floor over to Deepa. So a big challenge for you guys today is that, it's very easy to talk for 20 minutes. In fact, for us, it's very easy to talk for 1 hour. But we've challenged you, right, to present your work in 2 minutes. And 2 minutes, but you're not meant to talk fast, okay? 2 minutes is that you select what you want to say. And in that small capsule of 2 minutes, you have to communicate the essence of what you guys have done. Don't worry if you can't go over everything or cover everything that you've done. That will come out in the later discussions. So at the end of each of the presentations, the jury will be asking you questions of things that they found interesting. So you'll have ample time then to kind of give all the stuff that you didn't give us, right? But this 2 minutes is a hard deadline. It's a training for you. It's very difficult. It's a challenge, but because you guys are young minds, I feel that you'll be able to stick to it. I hope you guys have practiced it. But anyway, over to Deepa now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'll share the glimpses of virtual museum.
Excuse me, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, with this, we start with our finals. We have the top 11 artifacts that we displayed here with the glimpses of 3D model. Now I request Madhu to start with the first team, and we request the jury members to be ready.
Yeah. So hi guys, all the best as we go into the jury interactions. So the first team that we have is Gudimallam Shivlinga. So the team, could you unmute yourself?
Sir, hi, very good afternoon.
Right. Hi. Let me just share my screen so that everybody can see your exhibit. You'll be given 2 minutes, all right? And I will share my screen now. Give me just 1 second.
Which school are you guys from and where?
Sir, we are from college, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, sir.
Which one?
Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering.
Where is that?
Tirupati.
Tirupati. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
All right, so I'm going to start the timer and then you can start with your monologue. You'll be given 2 minutes, and after that we have jury interaction. So 3, 2, 1, go.
That is Gudimallam Shivlinga, which is present in Andhra Pradesh. It is near Tirupati at Gudimallam village. The temple name is, the Linga is present in the temple, and the temple Parashurameshwara temple, which stands as a historical structure, which is very ancient one, ancient Linga, one of the second old Linga, second largest. It's the second oldest Linga, and it was so famous due to the structure of the Linga because it's in a unanimous structure, and it's not at all in the shape of normal Shiva Lingas. That's why it contains somewhat shape of phallic shape, but it was purely worshipped by the devotees due to its finest background and its architecture.
How tall
The
is this?
main 5 feet, it's nearly 5 to 5.5 feet in between, sir.
Okay, go on.
The main difference between our Gudimallam Linga and other Lingas, sir, there will be no depictions of other figures in the Linga, sir. We can see that, but we can't see two depictions from two fire reliefs in one Linga. But we can see a complete human depiction in our Linga, Gudimallam Linga. It is the main highlight point of the Linga. That's why it's called as Manushya Linga.
Which school it belongs to?
No, we're from engineering college, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Tirupati.
No, which school this Gudimallam Linga belongs to?
No, it's not from the school. It's from the village called Gudimallam from Tirupati.
No, I mean School of Art.
School of Art, not like School of Art. It's from the Chandagiri Fort Museum.
No. So generally what happens, perhaps Anita, you can explain.
See, actually what happens is that all these sculptures belong to different schools of art. When you say 2nd century BC, it belongs to a particular period. So that's what I'm trying to ask you, that which school can you put it into? You can't make it an individually this thing. Say the Gupta school or Gandhara school, Kushana school, Satavahana school, Mauryan school, Chunga school. So there are many schools over there. So when you say 2nd century BCE and Andhra Pradesh, which school it belongs to?
The Empire Village, and in the time they were.
Well, it's okay. Don't worry. Go ahead. Don't get tense. Carry on.
Okay.
Ma'am, the time is over now. So you can ask them questions. Kavi sir and Anita ma'am.
Yeah, so what is the dynasty? What is the historical context of this? You must have done your research about it, right? So tell us about that. I think that's the important thing.
So there are many dynasties involved in this, sir. There are many.
What is it tried to, you
comes
can
from the
say?
Mauryan.
It belongs to Mauryan. Okay. then what is the significance? What is it trying to show you? What is it trying to display?
Actually,
Who is this? You can say young man below the dwarf.
okay, that's the story. Ma'am, it's a story like the fine lady which is at the middle of the linga is described as Vishnu in the form of Parasurameshwara. There is a story behind that. Yeah, continue with the story. Can I continue with the story, ma'am?
Please do.
Uh, Parasurameshwara, who is son of the Renuka Devi and Jamadagni Maharshi, has decapitated his mother Renuka Devi by following his father's command, Jamadagni. But after feeling very regret for that, Parasurameshwara had went to the forest and did puja for this linga. And he appointed a Yaksha called in the form of Brahma. We can see in the below, it's in the bottom of the linga, Yaksha. He is known as Chitrasena. He appointed a Chitrasena to guard a flower near the temple. It's the linga is at present at the banks of this Vanamukhi river. So there is a plant, flowering plant which flowers every day. Only one flower will be. Actually, there is a pond near the temple. In that pond, only one flower will be grown per day. To submit that flower to the this Shivalinga, so that at that time the Parshurama and Yaksha got Chitrasena got some they got some war in between them, and that war goes on 14 years. So that after the war, the Shiva came appeared to them, and they say to be those two are depicted into the Shiva. That's why the Linga has been formed like this. That's the local story and local folk there.
See, actually, as far as I know, in 2nd century BC, art like this had not developed at all. So this belongs to a later school period. So when you say give it a date, you have to be extremely careful and make a comparison with other. This is a union which they've shown of the Dharmakaya form and the Rupakaya form. So it becomes like an Adhyatmika Kaya form because you have the symbolic form of Shiva, the phallic symbol. Then you have a Shiva over here, and then you all have the Gana on which he stands. Okay. So
what is
actually, you can even say that the sculpture is made before the Pallava dynasty also, from the style. So I think you're going to study the style. Okay.
Actually, the temple has been built by many types of empires. Like Chola dynasty is involved in this building of the temple, but we can't exactly depict from which dynasty the linga was found
No,
out.
no, you can
Out
actually.
of
Temples can be rebuilt again and again, but the sculptural style will tell you which period it belongs to. So temples get innovated, renovated, it goes on. But the original sculpture remains over there. And that is what tells you where. So even if you look at Sanchi, for example, that is 2nd century BC art. And then you have that further development over here coming in. So at Sanchi, there are Gupta additions and all coming in. Okay. So you can verify these sculptures. So I feel you should concentrate upon sculptures. Just don't go on a written. So what they've written over there is actually wrong. So stylistically, you have to, I think, study far more over here when you look at these kind of sculptures.
So according to you, Anita, is this 200 BCE or is it
No,
later?
no. It falls, you can say 7th, 8th century AD, this thing, Pallavas, or before that, Chalukyan, basically. So it can be done by the Chalukyas of Vengi.
Now, how are these guys to kind of validate this kind of information? Because I suspect they've not done as much research.
No, they have never heard about them at all. I don't blame them. But they have to make a comparison of all these with others and data. And there are papers written on this. Gudimallam, we teach this in college. That's the reason. But Gudimallam is a famous Shivlinga over here. So this shows the sculpture itself shows an evolution of art. So that evolution you don't see earlier. In fact, images like this were not made in 2nd century BC. So there lies a difference.
Many differences like limits of the iconography and some of the research papers written by Arpatan and Sangupta, it is mentioned like it is the Linga is from the sculpture is from 2nd century BC.
No, that is wrong. That means they've not had a background of it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's a very good attempt you have done.
Good, thanks. Maybe we should move on then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Team Museum Mavericks. So the next artifact that we are going to look at is Amarnath Temple by Ishan Bhalera. Ishan, you are there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, let me just get your exhibition here. So we're gonna start your timer in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hi, my name is Ishan Bhalirao. I'm 13 years old and I'm a homeschooler. So this is the Shrine of Brahma at the Amarnath Temple, also known as Ambareshwar Temple, which is a stunning architectural marvel located in Amarnath, Maharashtra, near Mumbai. This ancient Hindu temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and completed construction around 1060 CE, which has been built during the reign of the Shilahara dynasty. This is the oldest reliably dated Shilahara and Bhumish temple. There was an inscription found above the north porch entrance that suggests construction commenced between 1022 and 1035 CE. The temple stands out for its detailed and elaborate sculptures covering every inch of its surface. The outer walls are adorned with carvings depicting various deities, mythological scenes, animals, and symbolic motifs, like Surasundaris, all intricately chiseled to showcase the skill of ancient Indian artisans. The central sanctum, or Garbhagruha, houses a large Shivalingam, drawing devotees and visitors alike, especially during the festival of Mahashivratri, when the temple is at its liveliest. It is a Bhumish temple, which is sub-style of the Nagar style. Bhumish means both in the ground, which means that the Garbhagruha is beneath the surface of the temple, and temple is built in a layered style, in a rotatory fashion. The shrine is located just outside a temple. It is, according to most sources I've seen, in the Alingana form, which means embrace in Sanskrit. There is Savitri sitting on Brahma's lap in it. As she is on Brahma's right lap, we can confirm that it is Savitri. Otherwise, if she is on Brahma's left lap, she is Gayatri. Brahma is a Hindu god referred to as creator of the world. He is associated with creation, knowledge, and the Veds. In some Purans, he created himself in a golden embryo called a Hiranyagarbha. He is frequently identified with the Vedic god Prajapati. He is generally depicted as a bearded man with red complexion with 4 heads and 4 arms. Shrines and temples of Brahma are not common. There are multiple stories of why this is so. As for my exhibit itself, I used feedback from the last workshop, the last time in edition 4 I was there as well, and applied it here. For one, the last time I stacked the posters on top of each other, and this time I put them side by side. I researched the Amarnath temple from using primarily a guided tour. I talked to a history enthusiast named Medha Karkhanis and formulated my paper. Thank you.
Excellent. Ishan, you kept to time also.
Very good. In fact, you have added all the points. It is a Shilahara temple. You have studied it. In fact, even the temple style, you explained that from Nagara, you have a Bhumija style, you can say, occurring over here. You explained also the features of Brahma over here regarding his beer, Savitri, Gayatri, all those features around. I think it was a very good presentation. Thank you very much, Ishan. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Anita,
Sure.
Ishan wants to do humanities, so if you're lucky, he might come to you.
Yeah, most welcome, Ishan. In
Yeah.
fact, I don't mind telling where am I just now. I am at the Numismatics Institute at Nasik, and my students, we are having an on-site workshop where each student is given from ancient to medieval 45 coins. And they have to identify the hoard and make a difference between all of them. They had one session in the morning of doing. So imagine catching all those coins in your hand, which belong to 6th century BC, right up to 12th, 13th, 14th century AD. And each one has a different hoard of coins. Okay.
Nashik is actually my hometown.
Okay. IIRNS I'm at just now with students.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Ishan, if you want, you can go and meet her also, I suspect.
Thank you.
Come, I'm here just now. You can come to the institute.
Yeah.
It's on the way to Trimbakeshwar. Come.
I've actually been there. I've been there.
Very good. So you know how it is like. You don't learn it from textbook. You actually handle Gupta coins and Satavahana coins in your hands and read the legends. That's the fun of it. Okay. Good, good. Let's go ahead. Thank
Okay,
you,
excellent.
Ishan.
Anuradha ma'am, do you have anything to say?
I would just like to know, Ishan, like what are the sources that you refer to do your study?
Okay, just a moment. There are many. So, for one, as I mentioned, I had gone on a guided tour of the temple with a history enthusiast, and I had taken lots of notes in the tour, and so mostly I used a primary source.
Okay.
Secondary sources there weren't as many because all the ones that I found weren't very detailed.
Okay. Good, Ishan.
So Ishan,
Thank
were
you.
you able to do much research on the net about this? Is there much documented literature on this temple?
Yes, sort of. Most of the things you can say is that there's lots of repeats. Like nearly every source has similar information.
Okay, that means that there's a paucity of information. It's quite interesting, Ishan, that the head of the history department in Delhi University was also a jury member a couple of years ago, and she suggested that the students are doing kind of primary archaeological work that her students would be hard pressed to do. Right? So I feel that you students have got a tremendous potential in documenting little known monuments which exist in the country and which are not properly documented by the Archaeological Survey of India or historians. Perhaps Anita can comment on this if this would have some value.
I would like to do that. I would love to do that.
Well, I think you can come to IIRNS only over here because they give you actually hands-on training over here on how to do an excavation. And in fact, on this 27, there are at least 50 to 60 students over here who will be working on this. How to do an excavation, what plan. They teach you, they train you over here. So you can get in touch over here, contact them tomorrow if you want to. If you're free, come over here at IIRNS, okay? From on your way to
I will come. I
Trimbakeshwar.
definitely will come.
Come
Thank
here.
you so much.
And they will help you out because these kind of workshops help each other. They make your base. So if you all, if you learn this base, I think life will be really very easy. And making virtual museums, that's what I did in COVID. I made students assignments of virtual museums only. But we made them do the entire gallery. You're lucky you're doing only one sculpture. So
Okay,
very
excellent.
good over here. And I think if you get a chance, meet Kumud Kanetkar. And she has written on Amarnath the whole book. She has done very, you can say, research on this subject. Okay, Kumud Kanetkar. Meet her, buy her book
That is
also.
the exact book that the guided tour that the guide the tour guide referred to.
Yeah. But I would have had the opportunity, I'd taken her only and made her show students Amarnath temple. So it is fun, on-hand experience. Okay. Anyway, anytime
Yes.
you come to Mumbai, you're welcome to the museum.
I am in Mumbai. I'm in Thane only.
Yeah, Thane, okay. So now you are in Nasik.
No, Nasik is my native place.
Okay, so tomorrow come over here and visit IIRS. I'll introduce you to the director directly.
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Ishan, I
Okay.
think what you've done is very important because the most difficult thing in life is to find your passion. Once you found your passion, then life itself becomes much easier. So I think history is something that you're really kind of drawn to, and you should explore this as deeply as you can. And you forget about career and all that kind of stuff, right? As long as you can go and explore this passion and get deep into it, I mean, the sky is the limit. So all the best. Thanks. We should move on now.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Ishan. Thank you for
Thank
your
you so much.
submission. Yeah, so the next artifact that we are going to look at is Shantinathji. So, are you guys there?
Hello, we are team Viras Titans. So thank
hello,
you all
hi.
for giving us.
Great. So I'll just start your timer and then you can start. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
So first of all, we want to thank you all for giving us this opportunity. Our artifact is the sculpture of the 16th Jain Tirthankara, Shantinathji. But before we delve into it, here is what Tirthankaras are. Tirthankaras are considered to be the most revered creatures attaining Keval Gyan, or the ultimate state of heavenly virtues like detachment, penance, and meditation.
So our artifact, the sculpture of Shantinathji, is situated in Jain temple in Bhatner Fort. This sculpture has been built by Bhati King Bhupat Singh Ji, being pleased by his Jain Diwan in 466 AD. This temple has been consecrated by Jain monk Kaksuri Ji. Well, this place has been a seat of Badgacha, a sect of Jainism, especially Bhavdev Suriji and Bhavdev Suriji. So this, at present, the temple has been consecrated 4 times as the temple has been reconstructed in February 1909, and the present consecration of the sculpture has been done by the Jain monk Vijay Jayanand Suriji and Ganesh Rija Kirti Vijayji. Even the temple has been made for around various times. This sculpture has remained in its current state, persisting for 1500 years. So the idol is positioned in Padmasana and the artifact is made up of marble stone. The nudity indicates asceticism. It embodies intricate motifs like elephants representing courage, elephants representing purity and knowledge, and lions are representing courage. There are carved figures in various asanas as well as a tableau on Prabhavli depicting Keval Gyan Kalyanak, in which Shantinathji are surrounded by gods and heavenly creatures adorned with flowers. Kalyanak is basically an auspicious event in Tirthankara's life. There are 5 Kalyanaks, which are known as Panch Kalyanak. In Jain iconography, usually Tirthankaras are depicted along with their corresponding symbols, and the Shantinathji emblem, deer, is absent in this one. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. You kept the
Excellent.
time, which is a huge achievement. So how old are you girls and which school are you from and where are you from?
Virasa Vidyapeeth, Hanumangarh, Rajasthan. We are in 10th grade.
Excellent. Anita and Anuradha.
Yeah,
would
so
you like
very
to-
good. You're done. Just a query over here. Can you see his eyes, Shantinathji's? Okay. Where do you think those eyes have been brought from?
Actually, in the very start, like the temple was in the fort, so at that time there wasn't much security was there, and it was being locked at for various long times. So in 75 around, the Jain community had took the stance to rebuild the temple, and before that, actually, it has been said that the temples, like it has been some of the might be stolen, so they changed part of it, and that's what we have learned, like by doing discussions with the temple committee members.
Right, just for your, these eyes have been brought from Karnataka. Okay, doesn't matter. I don't expect you to know, but you've done a very good job. In short, you explained about it. You explained the philosophy also by your Keval Nyan, and you have told about the rock also, which is very, very important, actually, huh? And you're given the Shila Lake also over here, need not because it's in Devanagari over here. So it's very easy to this thing and who has done and everything. So overall, you have covered everything over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, girls. Lovely job. Where did you do your research from?
We actually referred to some of the books about the Hanumangarh, and there was some gazette, and also there was some book about the temple. There was one by Mangilal Buthodia, and there was another by Amarchand Nata that we got reference from the temple committee's president only, and we also referred to some of the Jain monks, had discussion with them, especially Sunil Muni Ji Maharaj.
So I take it, Vaishnavi, all of you are Jains?
No, I am Jain. They are not. But we
That's
all
awesome.
together did it, so they actually get to learn a lot about it too.
That's wonderful because now you know much more than most Jains about this temple, right? Has it affected you? Has it affected your perspective and how people look at you now?
Actually, for all of us, it did because we actually got to learn a lot about our city's cultural heritage. We all thought that there was not much to learn about, like there's not very rich heritage, but now we got to know that there's very rich heritage of even our city, and there's a lot to explore. And that's, I think, we wanted to encourage the people who see it to also explore in their town and city their cultural heritage, because there's something you would know, there's something that we can find in every little town or city here.
That's
So
a wonderful
Vaishnavi,
insight. Go on.
yeah, Vaishnavi, why did you choose this particular statue, sculpture?
So one of the most important, so in our city, Hanumangarh, Bhatner Fort is one of the like oldest. It is actually said that this temple has been one of the strongest forts in the India. So it's actually hard to do it for the whole fort. So we picked this temple, and it's also been like we have listened from people that it's very ancient. So it matched the what the specifications we were given, and it would help us to tell people around more about our city's heritage.
Good presentation. Yeah.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. You're a model student as far as we are concerned, because this kind of pride that comes from digging deep into your own native culture is a facility we'd like to encourage more and more students to have, because you don't realize what a rich tradition we come from until you start doing these kind of things. Don't you agree?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we can move on
Thank
now,
you.
right? With your permission.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you so much. Thank you for
Yeah.
your submission. They have
Madhu,
incorporated all the design changes that we have asked them to. They've been really proactive. Thank you so much.
Madhu, I'll interrupt here. So
Yeah, sure.
we request the jury members to fill in the scorecard, like marks for the teams. Yeah, Madhu.
Yes.
Not only marks, but a comment for each team, please, if possible.
Yes. So the next team that we are going to look at is Team Eureka, and their artifact is Chitrakathi puppets. So Team Eureka, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Viraj. Your
Hello,
other
sir.
team members are also here.
Yes, sir.
I've used your background over here, the image that you sent.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.
Jury members, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. So your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, my name is Viraj. I study in 11th class. Our artifact is of a 200 years old puppet used by the Thakar tribe of Maharashtra. The artifact is made out of Heshivan wood. First of all, the Thakar tribe is a nomadic tribe living in Sindhudurga district of southern Maharashtra. Some of and that's my native place too. So they are popular for their art form, which includes Chitrakathi painting, wooden and leather puppet shows mainly. Their art form is based on storytelling. They convey the stories from the epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata, using the paintings and puppets as their visual aid. The paintings were earlier painted on leaves, and later they migrated to handmade papers. The colors are extracted out of natural resources like fruits, berries, seeds, which were available locally. The artists of this performed on festivals and occasions like Navratri, Diwali, etc. They this tribe also served Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as spies for Swarajya. So as they traveled in different villages performing their art, they gathered crucial intelligence about the local things, business going on, or and everything. So they had their own dialects named Thakri and Hoigiri, which helped them in general as well as in secretive conversation. Our research process was a good combination of both online as well as offline work. We had a conversation with Padma Shri Parshuram Gangavani sir and his son, who are members of the Thakur tribe itself, and they are active practitioners themselves of the art. And we also done some online research and read research papers and some a book references also. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Viraj. Jury members, over to you.
Yeah, if I might just say so first, I think Viraj, you've done a fascinating job in taking and combining living history by talking to proponents of this tradition and also doing your research online. And I can say this is the first time that I've heard of this tradition. And I would like to ask Dr. Anita whether she has encountered much about this kind of tradition. Anita, over to you.
Yes, Kavi, I have been to this place also earlier, and it's a very fascinating. So, a combination of oral history, living history, and you can say artifact over there, representation was something very nice. So, you get an idea that this thing is a living, you can say, art history, which is tried to be, you can say, put forth. I mean, they can really elaborate. Perhaps if you'll make tomorrow, you can say, virtual gallery by showing each one of the display, it'll be fantastic because this heritage can only be experienced. It can't be preserved otherwise, unless nowadays you have got, you can say, CDs, and you can say you have YouTube to keep it. But otherwise, we really don't get time to see all these things. So a museum is somewhere where you can actually observe this and a commentary behind. That's the way I look at it. And he's done a good job at Pingadi, Radha Nutya, Gondar, Samracha Bahulya. He could have explained a little bit about this puppet more, that is all. I feel how old it may be. What is it made up
Uh,
of? We
it is
began, but say
made
it.
of made of Shivan wood, which is a more durable in nature, and this the pu- puppet is of one of the Pandavas, and means they say use it while performing, and uh, more and the paints are also natural, and other things like the clothes they they are too old, means they are as old as 200 years old. Yes.
Good.
I
I
think
think it's a good attempt.
I think Viraj has done a wonderful job. Viraj, compliments to you. And I think Sanjana wants to say something. Sanjana?
Yes, sir. So in fact, Viraj actually went to a lot of effort to first finalize on this artifact because we were looking at a few others and then we came to a conclusion that this would be a good artifact. And he's taken his time out to go to the Adivasi Kalangan and spend time with people there. And he's done a lot of back and forth with Madhu sir and me as well to present what he has today. So I just wanted to say that he's done a commendable job throughout the last few weeks that we were working on the artifacts.
Good. This is really excellent. I think Viraj, you should continue this work to document this history. So how old are you and where do you study and all that?
I am 17 years old. There are my other team members also, Mohit, Archit, and Shardul here. So we have a Eureka Science Club in common, which we all are a member all of, and I study in 11th standard in means where I stay. This place and this a museum was near, so it was easy for me to go and research there.
Okay, I think you guys have done a great job, and this is something
Yes.
that needs to continue because I'm sure that there's not too much documentation about this tradition. So, Anita,
Yes,
would
sir.
you agree with that? Anuradha, any comments?
Yes, I would like to congratulate the team. I think this is a tremendous effort that they have taken, and I think they should keep up this good work. Congratulations, team. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. So, Viraj, this gives me an idea that, students have done such fantastic work with us. So, Madhu, I think it's time we made a online museum in which we put all these things, our own virtual museum in which we start putting this. And if these guys keep on growing the exhibit, we should put the
Yes, sir.
growing exhibit also in the museum. So, Madhu, what do you say?
Yes, sir. So we have a like a gallery in the e-Yantra database, and it is available publicly also. So we can show that during the end or in the middle of the break, somewhere, so that students can actually see what their work is going to look like on the
Good,
website.
good. Thank you.
Thank
So,
you so
thanks, Viraj.
much.
We
Yeah.
should maybe move
Thank you,
on.
Viraj. Yeah. So we'll move on
Thanks
to
so much,
the
sir.
next artifact. Thank you. So the next artifact is Dashavatar Vishnu by Team Ashoka. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your time starts in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yes. So good afternoon. We are the students of Hedgevar Higher Secondary, Kujira, Goa. Lord Vishnu is more than a deity in Sanatan Dharma. He embodies cosmic harmony, balancing the creation and destruction. His 10 avatars descend through the ages to restore the order in times of chaos. One of the earliest excavations of Lord Vishnu's, according to our research, we found out that he's a four-armed deity, and the earliest excavation we found was in 5th century from a Brooklyn museum. Earliest depictions of Lord Vishnu appear in Vedic text, but during the Puranic period, Lord Vishnu had evolved to his role as the preserver. To conduct comprehensive research, we ventured to the Archaeological Museum of Old Goa. I hand over to my teammate Hitarth.
So Vishnu have been traditionally depicted with four arms, with holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma on each. He has been associated with preservation of the world, and here
Voice is breaking, Madhu, so I think maybe the first candidate only can continue.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you can please continue.
Actually, even my voice is echoing. I'm not able to hear.
We're able to hear you properly. So maybe
Okay,
you
sir.
can like reduce your volume so that that echoing can go.
Fine, sir.
Yeah, just tell us about the artifact and what are the unique features of this artifact. Yeah.
Fine. So, as can be seen in the artifact, Lord Vishnu stands in a Samabhanga pose on a lotus pedestal, flanked by Goddess Lakshmi and Garud, and attended by a showery barrier. He wears different jewelries. His Prabhavali features the 10 avatars, separated by a Kirtimukh with decorative creepers. But his 10 avatars which are shown are not in the proper chronological order.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll open the discussion to the jury panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell me which period it belongs to and where is it located now?
It is actually kept in Archaeological Museum of Goa, and
the date?
It's dated to 10th century. It belongs to, it is dated to Shilhara period.
Okay. Shilar or Kadamba?
Shilhara then further came down into Kadamba dynasty into Goa from period 12th to 15th century. This artifact yes. This artifact particularly belongs to Shilhara dynasty according to the references and according to the information given by the museum attendant.
So where was it exactly found and all? You didn't work on it?
It was found in Goa itself, but according to the attendant in the museum, he told us that even they themselves do not have any idea regarding it, since it was found in a very bad condition, and they later researched on it and found out to which date it belonged to afterwards. So we couldn't get much information about the datings of the artifact.
You didn't refer to catalogs over there of the museum?
We referred, but even in that, they couldn't give us proper information to which date it belonged to and where it was found. They have provided us with a PDF.
It reminds me of the Parel Shiva, but of course the size of Parel Shiva is much more huger. So that same trend, it has come to Shilaharas, because Shilaharas are supposed to be, you can say, feudatories of the Rashtrakutas. So if you go to Parel and see the Shiva over there, it looks like that. Only thing is down below you will see are all, you can say, images of Shiva and Ganas, but identical.
Yes.
That doesn't matter. I don't expect you all to know. And Goa is a place full of culture, very rich in antiquities. So very good over here. Nice that made when you put in all the, you can say, avatara shown. I think you should have first, you can say, emphasize more on the sculpture, and then you can say spoken. But you have actually explained the Prabhavali. You spoke about the Makara Torana and you spoke about Kirti Mukha. And one thing you have said that they are not all put in, you can say, in a proper, you can say, sequence, all the avatars. But yet you have explained over here the Mukuta and the ornaments and the other attributes. What I liked is that you have put in over here the abhangas also over here. I mean, the bhangas, which you call it as, the changes, and that's very nice. So when you look at the others over here, like for example, Lakshmi down below is in the three bhanga kaya. Okay.
Yes.
So there are, you can say, different bhangas over here. So she and Garuda are in three bhanga kaya that way. But very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, excellent. So, Anita, when you say Parel, where do you mean? In Mumbai?
Parel, actually near the Hafkin Institute.
Is there a temple there?
Yeah, Parel Shiva.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, which is 12-headed, a Baradev they call it as, but it has got 8 forms of Shiva over there.
How old is the temple?
Yeah, sure. Come
How
Monday,
old is
I'm
it?
free.
How old is it?
Rashtrakuta period. That is just before the Shilaharas.
My God, and that's in a place like which is right on our doorstep.
Yeah.
You mean
So
Mumbai has got
when you
that much
look at
history
this,
to
you'll
it?
immediately you will see that the similarity. So when he said over here Shilaharas, I was just testing him for Kadambas and all. He's right over there. It is a Shilahara concept because Shilaharas ruled over here under the Rashtrakutas in Thane, and they ruled in Konkan and in Kolhapur. So that entire patch was to them. So after the Rashtrakutas, they declared themselves as independent, and that's how you can say that art of the Rashtrakutas flowed down.
I would like to interrupt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry. Actually, the Shilara period, again, as you mentioned, it went down from North Konkan, South Konkan, and to one more period. One more part of it.
So, Anita, why is it that most of these heritage walks don't go in this kind of direction to
They
show
don't
the
know
really
it, no?
ancient?
I think I'll start my free heritage walks.
Okay, here's an offer. We'll do it together.
101%. I'm for it.
Okay, great.
For a cup of chai, I'm willing to take you all free.
Well, it can be more than a cup of chai. Okay,
Sure,
thank you.
sure.
Thank
My
you, Team
pleasure.
Ashoka. With your
Thank you so
permission,
much.
we'll move on.
Yes.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anuradha
Thank you
ma'am,
so much. Thank you for your submission.
Yeah, Madhu. Anuradha ma'am, any inputs from your side?
Yes. Team Ashoka, you have done a real good work. And did you attempt to know the history of this period when it was when this sculpture was made?
Actually, it is believed that it might be a central deity or a part of central deity. So it's not fixed because they found it in a somewhat a bad condition. So we couldn't know about much deep regarding the artifact, but we researched on Lord Vishnu, and whatever the artifact depicts on the stone architecture it has done.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for your submission. So we'll move on to the next exhibit, which is the Harihara temple. So team, are you there? Virtual visionals, they call
Yes, sir.
themselves. Yeah. All right. So you know the drill. So we're gonna start your time in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. We team virtual visitors. We research centers around the Harihara Shiva temple in Kokantan, Maharashtra. Built in this temple is built in the 13th century. The artifact we studied is a temple pole featuring the intricate carvings, which is a prime example of Bhumija architecture. This architectural style is known for its symmetrical design and the maintenance spice. The pole showcases the detailed carvings of the deities, including the Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, symbolizing the temple's dual dedication to Shivaism and Vaishnavism. The Yadav king built the Kokontan Shiva temple in Kopargaon, Ahmednagar, India. The temple was constructed in the 13th century. The artifacts, metallurgy carved from stone. Thank you.
You took less than 2 minutes. Okay, so first, anyway, let me ask, perhaps let's start with Anuradha ma'am.
Yes. So, why did you choose this particular shrine? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why did you choose this particular artifact to explain?
Actually, ma'am, we are in Nagar, and in Nagar, the Kokantan Shiva temple is famous, and it is made in the 13th century, and the architecture of the temple is a Bhumija architecture, and we get the sculptures there for the photogrammetry.
Okay. So you have visited the place and you've seen it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you do any reading about it?
Yes, ma'am. About this, I mean, we got the research about the Shiva temple. There is a sculpture named as the Shiva, and it is this sculpture is a fusion of the uh, Shiva and the Vishnu, the depiction of the Shivaism and Vaishnavism.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you.
Anita, comments?
Yeah, I think now there's a trend to do Bhumija style over here because even the Amarnath temple is a Bhumija style and so is this one. Ahmednagar, because that entire pocket over there had Bhumija style. In fact, Sinnar in Nasik also has the Gondeshwar temple, which is also the Bhumija style temple. But what she should have more done is that explain over here some sculptures more. Now, for example, you have shown over here the entrance of the temple. So you could have spoken about the Dwara Shakhas over here. Okay. And the
Yes.
lintel comparatively over here is much more, you can say, it's geometrically designed, but you can show what is on the top of the lintel above over here. Generally, there's a Kirti Mukha, so you can explain over here whether the temple has got, now you can tell who it is and all. You have not actually gone deeper into that. Nor, I mean, you could have spoken about the temple's mandapa because you have taken the entire temple as a whole. So when you're talking about the temple, you can speak about, you can say little aspects, mandapa, garbhagruha, antarada, and what it has over here. I don't expect you to know all. And if there are some characteristic features of that temple, so you have idol present in temple, but which idol is it? That is what you are, these Sura Sundaris or not. So does this temple is a Nirandara temple, Sandhara temple? That means does it have a circumambulation path or no circumambulation path? Okay, all these things are required because it's a Yadava period temple. It slightly has Hemadpanthi style also, but Bhumija style temple over here. And there was, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. In that sculpture, the Lord Vishnu is carved here in standing with posture, wearing all traditional jewelry and holding a conch, shank and chakra as attributes here.
Right. So that means if I, as a visitor, want to, when I'm fascinated by your virtual exhibition over exhibit, I would like to go and see that temple after seeing, because Dr. Kavi intends putting all this in his, you can say, virtual museum. So this can promote tourism. So you have to promote it, because since you're doing that whole thing, you should promote it in that form and show so that visitors are encouraged to visit Ahmednagar. Otherwise, what happens? Most of the people run from there to Shingnapur and Shanidev, Shingnapur and Shirdi. But otherwise, Nagar has got so many beautiful things over here. So that can be more enhanced about Kokantham and all. Okay, that's what I feel. So when you're doing a temple, you have to be extremely make it more lively so that people go and say, oh, I must see these sculptures over here. So that there was slightly a little bit of lacking in that. Okay, otherwise it was nicely done. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anita, that's very nice feedback. So what we are saying is that if you gave the story in a wow kind of way, you should be marketing Ahmednagar to the people of the world, so they'll come and visit this temple and be wowed by it. So how old are you girls and where do you study?
Sir, I am 20 years old, studying in the Sanjuni College of Engineering, Kopargaon in Ahmednagar.
Sanjeevani.
Yes, sir.
Acha. And which is the discipline that you study there?
Sorry, sir.
Are you doing electrical engineering, electronics, computer science? What are you doing?
Sir, mechatronics engineer.
Mechatronics. And how many members in your team?
2 members are there.
Acha. Is your partner also in the same department and all that?
Sir, he is in meeting, but he is in Italy for the project, so that's why he has only joined the meeting only.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So we'll move on. Madhu, over to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your submission. So we're going to look at the next exhibit, which is the Stone Ankles of Dwarka by Arnav Maurya. Arnav, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Arnav. So you'll be given 2 minutes. Okay. So your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon, Professor Kaviarya, jury members, and all members of the e-Yantra team. I'm extremely delighted to be a part of this grand finale, and it has been a wonderful learning experience making it to this day. My name is Arnab Moria, and I'm a 7th grader at Sharda Mandir School in Goa. Today, I'm excited to present two amazing artifacts from Dwarka, a stone anchor and a shank or T-pyram shell. A large number of stone anchors are found during the underwater expeditions at Dwarka undertaken by marine archaeologists at the National Institute of Oceanography, Goa. These are the key evidences of Dwarka being a port city in the past, showing its connections with other parts of the world. The shank shells was another valuable artifact which were used to make shell bangles and jewelry, which is a proof of maritime trade of Dwarka with Arabs and the Romans. To create 3D models of these artifacts, I made several visits to Anayo, where many of these artifacts are kept in a small mini museum, and interacted with the marine archaeologist. I used a Curie engine to scan each artifact in 360 degrees, which turned them into digital models. Then I used Blender to design a 3D museum where these artifacts could be displayed virtually. This whole process, from learning to scanning to modeling, was a fantastic learning experience. It felt like bringing history to life. I chose this artifact because I've always been curious about what lies beneath the ocean surface and how challenging it is to explore them. I always wondered how seafarers traveled all the big distances without much of navigational aids and traded with the rest of the world. Learning how they used anchors and shells taught me how they were connected to the world around them. The best part of this journey was working with the new technology, which made me realize how fun it can be to combine technology with history. Through this project, I learned that every artifact has its own story. Sharing these stories helps us understand who we are and where we come from. Thank you for joining me on this journey back to ancient Dwarka. I hope you enjoy exploring these artifacts as much as I did. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arnav. Jury members, over to you.
So Arnav, did you do any study about Dwarka itself? Did you find out how the port city was lost? Yes, ma'am. There were the three causes for the decline of Dwarka's port city. The first was when the ships grew in size and trade increased, Dwarka's port could not handle these large ships. because of the narrow channel of the Gomti River. So, the rise of new ports like Rupen Bandar and Okha Mandal led to the decline of Dwarka as they could accommodate more maritime traffic. The second reason was that it was the only entry point into through the Gomti River into the city of Dwarka, which was vulnerable to storms and coastal erosion. And also, the Gomti River had a narrow channel which would only get filled with water during high tide, which limited access to only two times a day for short periods, which for short periods, and people or the traders, merchants, had to anchor the ships outside the river channel on the sea and wait for the high tide to come so they can get in.
Good, good, good. Very good. Well,
Interesting.
Arnav, congratulations to you, because from mere, you can say, display of anchors, you stepped into the maritime history of Dwarka and India also. Because when I saw you went to NIO also, National Institute of Oceanography in Goa, I'm very glad. And even your presentation over here, along with those two mere anchors, which mean a lot over here, your display board has been also very good. That is the most important thing over here. When you look at all the entire display board, you've shown the, you can say, evolution of anchors there. That is something really very good. So that attracts a person to maritime history. And I think, Arnav, if you know swimming, you have high chance. Again, you've shown the depth over there. You can see the strata, the upper portion over here is also very well shown out here, how it is like dealing with. And again, you have shown over your articles found over there. So just on the mere, you can say Dwarka, which might be belonging to a very early phase over here, maybe probably proto-historic period, or not even proto, you can say Vedic period. You have shown the evolution of artifacts by just merely two anchors. So two anchors can make a person really think. So congratulations to you. Okay, lovely.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think this is the first time that we've had an exhibit with a maritime twist to it. And as Anita quite rightly said, you've just taken the humble anchor and you've woven a beautiful story around it. And you've done this, like what you're saying about Dwarka, applies very much now in the current, what's going to happen with global warming. Right? People don't realize that in about the next 20, 30 years, the sea level is going to rise over a meter. And if you look at storm surges, it might rise 2 meters. So what? So the fate of Mumbai could almost be that of Dwarka unless we start rising up to the challenge right now. And so the problems that you brought up about Dwarka are actually very contemporary problems, which have a very contemporary shade to it, because these are the concerns that we have with global warming and sea level rise. And we can quote examples like Dwarka to suggest why we should get our act together. Anita, what do you think about that?
Actually, we are teaching the subject maritime history in Xavier's at post-graduation level. And we have visited the National Institute of Oceanography also and other maritime. They are making a big museum even at Lothal. So I think these are something very interesting that from mere ringstone, now these ringstones which I've shown, I've seen them at Lothal myself over here. So I know what exactly it is, how the evolution is. Maybe you can study furthermore and speak about, you can say, the eastern coast of India also. We tend to ignore it, like places like Pumpuhar and all, Arika Medu, they also have, you can say, Roman anchors found. Okay, so you can enhance. I don't expect you to, you can say, know about it just now. But I think over here, it's a very good attempt that anchors are something which are neglected by school students and all. I mean, what is there? We should look at sculptures. But to study anchors and then evaluate of them is something really good. And Dwarka, if you go to see, was supposed to be fictitious, mythological. But we come to know that Dwarka has, you can say, been existing, and maybe it has been formed into a kind of an epic now. And but certain facts are true. So when they say that Dwarka sank 7 times over here, it might be because of a tsunami. And now trends are again changing, and the levels of the sea, as sir said, are rising rapidly. So who knows, history will repeat again, and what Dwarka is there today of us, not Bet Dwarka, but the other one, I think that's also going to go under the waters. But what is required is, you can say, students like you all, and encouragement to maritime archaeology, maritime and marine, because I liked it over here that you mentioned the Gomti River. Okay, so it is maritime, it involves the river and the sea, while marine only deals with sea. So its connection is something which is really very good. I think water connection is what is required over here for people to understand. And evolution of, you can say, all these ports around is something which is led to, you can say, India's relation with other, you can say, civilizations. So something really excellent. I really liked Arnav, your work. Thank you.
So Anita, he's seventh
you, ma'am.
grade. Do you have any comment for that? He's seventh grade.
Very good. That's what I said. I really liked it. That he went over there to NIO and he worked on it. I mean, I know there are many museums in the Goa. I've scanned Goa up and down like a crazy person. But NIO has its own unique thing. And we don't have many maritime museums over here. So NIO has a very good connection.
Good.
So who did you meet over there? The director?
Ma'am, I met the director, and ma'am, I also met the marine archaeologist over there, A.S. Gaur, Anuruddh Singh Gaur, who explained to me about these stone anchors, which fascinated me to make it in this make a three-dimensional version in this virtual museum.
Very good. But I think you should learn scuba diving. There is a lot of scope, and you can get into the maritime history of India. There is lots and lots waiting to be, you can say, got out from the sea itself. Okay. So very good. All the best.
Fascinating. So Arnav, have
Ma'am,
you shown?
I can actually do scuba diving, ma'am.
Arey, lovely. So think of it as a career with it.
Okay, excellent. Arnav, have you shown this exhibit to the friends at NIO?
Yes.
What did they say?
They liked it very much.
Okay, good. Anyway, nice work and pat on back. I think you've done a great job. And thanks. We should move on now.
Thank you, sir.
Chandra, you want to say something?
Yeah, so just a word of praise for Arnav because he's been very persistent in every single one of our meetings with regards to his research article. We've gone back and forth so many times. And in every single one, I have learned so much about Dwarka and I've gotten the chance to read up more about Dwarka because he chose this artifact and it's been wonderful interacting with him. And he's understood the entire chronology. And as you said, like Anita ma'am said, from one anchor, he's gone into maritime trade. He's talked about evolution of anchors and also the vanishing of Dwarka as a major port city and all the reasons behind that. He's been very, very meticulous about reading up and coming to analysis and conclusion throughout these couple
Okay,
of
excellent.
months.
Excellent. So, Anita, maybe you'd like to consider having your research done by seventh graders from school. Who
Yes,
knows?
of course. In fact, they're more creative and more smarter.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on then.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you so much, Anna, for your submission. As a matter of fact, in Blender, he like researched how to make the rope himself, and then he made those knots also. So thank you for that
Excellent.
effort too.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, we'll move on to the next artifact. The next artifact is Yakshi by Muskan Nain. Are you there?
Acha, incidentally,
Yes, sir.
Madhu and Arnav,
Yes.
this rope is not part of the exhibit. You mean he made the rope after he put the exhibit there?
Yes. This is a rope which was made later on.
Okay, all the better. Thank you.
Yeah, for the authenticity. And these
Very good.
pegs were also not there, so he had to model those also.
Okay, that's also there. I was just wondering how has the museum actually put those pegs there or what, or he's put them?
Sir, I use the cylinders that we get as one mesh in Blender, and
Okay.
then using the B-level function that we get in edit mode, and made the pegs in that type of way.
Fantastic. Good work. You've gone
Thank
beyond
you,
what
sir.
we expect you to do, man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Madhu, over to you.
Thank you, Arnav. We'll move on to the next artifact, which is Yakshi by Muskan Nain. So here you go. Muskan, you have 2 minutes. So I'll start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Muskan Nain. Today, let us all go on an exploration of the Yakshi, a figure from ancient Indian mythology who represents nature, life, and feminine energy. Though her story is old, it still holds great meaning for us today. Yakshis are often personified as beautiful women who symbolizes abundance, fertility, and the power of nature. In Hinduism, they are seen as protectors of forests, rivers, and fields, making sure that everything grows and flourishes. In Buddhism, they stand as guardians of sacred places, symbolizing life and protection. Jainism also celebrates them as helpers to spiritual leaders, reminding us of the balance between humans and nature. What's interesting about Yakshi is how they represent nature's life force. In ancient temples like Sachi and Khajuraho, they can be seen carved into stone, showing their connection to the earth's ability to create life. They remind us of the nurturing power of women and how closely linked we are to the natural world. As we face environmental challenges today, the Yakshi story becomes even more important. She is a reminder that we must take care of nature or we could risk losing it. Yakshis teach us that if we protect the environment, it will protect and nurture us in return. In literature, like the famous poem Meghdut by Kalidas, the Yakshas and Yakshis are linked not only to nature but also to our deepest human emotions. In the story, a Yaksha sends a message to his beloved through the clouds, a beautiful symbol of our intertwined relationship with the natural element around us. To wrap up, the Yakshi stands as a powerful symbol of life, reminding us to live in harmony with the earth. Her story tells us that by respecting and protecting nature, we are also protecting ourselves. Thank you.
Excellent work. Thank you so much. Jury members, over to you.
So, can you tell me which school she belongs to or which art period it belongs to? You said just 4th century AD. This Yakshi, who can she be? Is she Hindu, Buddhist, Jain?
Ma'am, this particular art of school is Mathura Art of School.
Excellent.
She was found in 4th century AD and is made of buff sandstone.
Very good. So a little bit you should have explained that earlier, but very nice. So she belongs to actually Gupta's period, Mathura school of art. Perfect, because I wrote it down already earlier without knowing about all these things, and buff sandstone. So when you're explaining, you got to add in all these things also, and you can't tell whether she's Jain, Hindu, or Buddhist, is it? Can you?
Ma'am, in Varanasi, she was found in Varanasi.
Okay. So that's okay. You don't have to, you can say, give it where it was. So it is, she's just a mere Yakshi, and you have given a very nice explanation about it. I'm glad because it covered everything. So while you were narrating, you could have just added those two things that she belongs to this school of art, because you just said 4th century AD. So that is not always enough. You have to tell everything which you told me afterwards, and of course, which rock you're using. So all the remaining 3 you can say of you all, please tell the geological aspect also of it and the school which it belongs to, because when you mount something in a museum, all these things become a necessity. Okay, because this is a part of museology that you have to add in these kind of things also. You just can't say 4th century AD unless and until you know, like you knew it was Mathura school and buff sandstone and everything. Okay, and that period means it was the Gupta period. Right? So thank you very much, because the rest of the things you have answered my query. Okay, thank you.
Good work, Muskan. So, what sources did you refer for your work?
Ma'am, for researching about Yakshi, I went to the museum first, eager to see all the sculptures, and I was very captivated by Yakshi. After reading the placard and talking to a guide, I was more interested in knowing more about Yakshi. Then I read old text and scriptures and a book
and all the articles and research papers that were already available. And then I explored modern art and literature, curious about how Yakshi's image has evolved. It was fascinating to see how she continues to inspire and connect us to the natural world. And each step brought me closer to understanding Yakshi, not just as an artifact, but as a living symbol of nature's power and beauty.
Good, good, good.
Muskan, how old are you and where do you study?
Sir, I'm 16 years old. I study at Scotted High School, Jaipur, Rajasthan.
Okay, you've done a wonderful job. What I particularly liked is how you connected the Yakshi to contemporary themes of sustainability and all that, right? How did that occur to you?
Sir, I sat with Sanjana ma'am for feedback, and there we had it that how to connect the Yakshi, how relevant she is today.
Okay, okay. Thank you. That's excellent, excellent work. Thank you.
You
Thank you,
also
sir.
had a little bit, like in your video, you spoke about the architectural contributions and where Yakshis could be found. So could you talk a little bit about that? Like
Yes, yes, sir.
in architecture, where can you find Yakshi?
Sir, yes, so Yakshis were found in Gupta periods, and sir, just a minute.
Khan?
Yes, ma'am.
Madhu sir is asking you regarding where all in art and architecture do you see Yakshis featuring? Like you mentioned the Bharut Stupa and the Sanchi Stupa, and they appear on the Toranas, right? So similarly,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
mentioned in your video about locations in an architectural monument where Yakshis appear. Could you tell us more about that? Is what he's asking.
So we can find them mostly in Buddhist cultures like Sachi and Bharut. Then they are prominent in from the Mauryan period to the Gupta period, and yakshis are often carved as decorative reliefs. And the artistic representation of yakshi in Indian architecture serve multiple purposes, and we can find them mostly on the gateways or temples, stupas, and monasteries.
Thank you so much. All right. Do you remember, are we done with this exhibit?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Thank you, Muskan, for your submission. And we'll move on to the next artifact, the exhibition, which is Goddess Parvati sculpture by Vaijanti. Vaijanti, you're there?
Yes, sir.
Hi. So I'll just set up your exhibit. So
In the
your time
meantime,
starts.
Vaijayanti, could you start your video? All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vaijanti Oza, and my research artifact is.
Could you put your mic closer to your voice?
Okay, sir. My research is on the artifact of goddess Parvati, the fierce and nurturing divine that was excavated in the state of Gujarat between 7th to 15th century. It portrays the goddess Parvati with 4 hands, the top 2 hands containing Ganesha and Shivalinga, and her third hand is not, although properly displayed. It is in a Gyan Mudra, and the fourth hand is damaged completely. She is wearing a sari along with a crown on her head. Also, several ornaments such as the bangles, mala, can be seen with a number of devotees praying to her on the bottom. This shows her as the mother goddess and the protector of all those deities. Parvati is a key goddess in Hinduism. The representation of Parvati and representing the power and devotion. As the consort of Shiva, she is celebrated for her strength, beauty, and compassion. She is both a nurturing mother and a protective warrior, embodying feminine energy and generating worship for millions. She is one of the central deities in the goddess oriented sect called Shaktism and the supreme goddess in Shaivism. Along with Lakshmi and Saraswati, she forms the Tridevi. She also takes fierce forms to vanquish evil, such as goddess Durga killing the Mahishasura, and in goddess Kali killing the demons Shumb and Nishumba. Also, she symbolizes the balance of power and as union with Shiva, and the feminine protector as Durga and Kali, and the maternal figure as the mother of Ganesha and Kartikeya. Also, the word Parvata meaning and the word Parvati is known as she is the daughter of the mountains, as the word Parvata meaning the mountain and reflecting her origin as a daughter of Himavan, the personification of Himalayas. And this artifact is also known as Linga Dharini, the presiding deity of Naimisharanya, carrying the Shivlinga in her hand. And according to the Chita Paracha, the Linga and Ganesha should only appear in the Gauri images of Parvati. So you can also personify this as the Gauri image of as the Gauri form of Parvati. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaijanti. Jury members, over to you.
So, Vaijanti, why did you choose this particular sculpture?
I chose this particular sculpture because I am very inspired by Goddess Parvati and her forms and representing the true femininity that we all encounter, we all celebrate at the time of Navratri and all other festivals. And the way the portrayal of her in battles such as the killing of Mahishasura and sitting in a lion, and I'm very inspired by her iconography and the way she is.
Okay, so how has the study made a difference to your knowledge about Parvati?
Yeah, it helped me also. So this study, I was able to uh, carry research from very different sources on the internet. Also, uh, going to the museum and from the museum pamphlet that I got, and that helped me know more about Parvati and also a lot of different stories behind her, as what happened and why did she kill Mahishasura, and how did Shumba and Nishamb evolved as they got a boon from the as they forced her into marriage, and all different stories of her. Also, I learned a lot.
Good work, Vaijanti. Thank you.
Vaijayanti, you're given from 7th to 15th century AD, which is a long, you can say, base. Where in Gujarat was she found and where is she today?
Actually, ma'am, there is very less data that is found. All these uh, things that have spoken from 7th to 15th century was obtained from the museum pamphlet, and it is not well known from where it was found. Or I asked the museum curator, but he also didn't have much information about the artifact. All the and all the all the this 7th to 15th century that I can gather is from the pamphlet of Barton Museum, from which this artifact is from.
Okay, very good. Otherwise, you're given over your form, attire. You're not given the stone over here. That's it. But otherwise, you've explained what is there, everything over here. Generally, looking at her stylistically, she belongs to a late period. That is for sure over here. Probably she may have been a part of the vows, the stone wells which have been found over there. So people had a habit of removing these sculptures which are put up. Okay, because these are not, they have been put on these, you can say, things away. That is a different kind of a technique altogether. So it is easy to remove it and sell off these sculptures. So these are vows which are of a late period, which actually have these kind of things over here. Okay, so thank you very much over here.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Anita, would it be correct to say that even the curator didn't have information of?
Yeah, because when you find a sculpture, if you don't know about it, you just can't give anything, because when they might have removed it, they may not have recorded where was it, or its parent, you can say, this structure was. It may have been just found at random. People might have picked it. I might take it home tomorrow. I just discard it, and that's why it comes to the museum. So the original historicity of that sculpture is lost. So stylistically, I can tell you that Compared to other sculptures, it is very crude.
Yeah.
So it belongs to 15th century, 14th, 15th century AD. And that this kind of sculptures may have been, you can say, done towards, you can say, the beginning of Islam and all that. And that they kind of mutilated, you can say, the wells. So this was a part of those wells which were wows, what you can call as, which were found all over Gujarat. And they have all these beautiful sculptures. So when you look at Rani Ki Vav and all them, extremely good, slim, good sculptures. So naturally, this belongs to after 12th, 13th century AD, this sculpture, 100%.
Okay, Sanjana has raised the hand. Sanjana?
Yes, Vajanti, I believe you've done your research on where all similar sculptures of Parvati can be seen holding a Shivalinga and Ganesha. So could you tell us where other places are such images found?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. In my study, there are different. There are similar structures having the same iconography. For example, there is a cave number 16 in Kailasha temple, in the Kailasha caves, in the Ellora cave, sorry. And there is also in a Mahadev temple, Derasar, Panchmahal, Gujarat, and it has a similar uh, attire like this, and also Shiva temple at Ambenath in the Thane, Maharashtra. These are all some other places which similar structures having the same iconography where this goddess Parvati is carrying the Shivlinga and Ganesha in her two hands.
Okay.
Interesting, interesting.
Thank you, Vajanti.
So Vajayanti, how old are you and where do you study?
Sir, I am 17 years old and I am studying currently in Bhavnagar in the Nachiketa High Secondary School.
Excellent work. Excellent work. I like the way that you found the references to it, linking it to Kailasha temple and Mahadev temple and all these type of things. Very commendable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And she has a YouTube channel also, so please check that out.
Excellent. So Vajayanti, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your experience as to before this project and after the project. Has Vajayanti remained the same? If not, what has changed in her?
Sir, learning about goddess Parvati has inspired me a lot to like become like her, and as like she is very nurturing mother and very good and the goddess of love with and has a lot of different features like that. But when it comes to her, when it comes to demons, she is she becomes the goddess of a very ferocious goddess, and uh, that portrayal of her is and that symbolification of her is very inspiring for me, and like I like to be that person if I can.
Great. So the men better watch out. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Over
you.
to you,
Thank you
Madhu.
so much, Vajanti.
We are
Thank you
finding
for your
that
submission.
this young lady is very much a contemporary woman, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your submission, Vajanti. So we'll move on to the next exhibit, which is the Hero Stone by Team Era Devs. Are you there, Team Era Devs?
Yes, sir.
Great. Just turn on your exhibit. So you know the drill. So I'm gonna start your timer in 3,
So just
2.
1 minute, sir.
Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir, you can start.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shlok. So, this artifact, it is termed as an hero stone or a memorial stone. So, it is estimated to be of in the 12th century of the Kadamba period. The material is of basalt rock. It is about 1.7 meter tall and 0.4 meter wide. Uh, it was uh, it was found in the Malkarnem village in South Goa, and it is currently resided within the Archaeological Museum of Goa. So the artifact has sculptures within, and it depicts the story of a hero who is engaged in a fierce battle. So about more about so about more of the so I'll pass down my mic to my team leader.
Hello, everyone. Uh, this artifact is divided into three panels. Like the first panel at the bottom, uh, the hero is indulged in a fight, and in the second panel is shown with his wife going to heaven. Means he has died in this battle and is commemorated by this stone. And in the top panel, we can see that he is sitting with his wife in heaven. So this artifact also talks about the practice of sati because his wife is involved with him in heaven also. And as Shlok mentioned, it is of the Kadamba period. The Kadambas were very mighty, and we have researched on Kadambas that we couldn't find more memorial stones on Kadambas. All there are, I believe, and yeah.
Hello, are you done talking or is the connection lost?
I believe we
Yes,
lost
sir.
connection.
Sorry for the.
I think his connection is lost.
Yeah, I lost my connection.
Okay, finish your piece fast.
Hello.
So move on to the, yeah, please finish your piece.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to jury interaction.
So, young man, you have shown over here, you gave the date of, okay, Kadamba, 12th century AD. You gave about the stone also. What is another name you can say given to, you can say, these hero stones? Have you studied it?
Yeah, they are called Veeragan.
Very good. So you got to tell it's a Virgal over here. Second thing,
Yeah.
when you said over here, it may not be his wife, it is an Apsara. So he's enjoying himself after that with Apsaras. But do you know what you have done? You have not observed the entire Virgal carefully. You have shown, you can say, a naval war over there. And that
Yeah,
naval
I
war,
haven't seen that.
okay, is
Yeah, the
connected to
ships
the
are.
maritime history of
Yeah.
India. I mean, this is another second Virgal which I found on the western coast. Let me tell you, one is in Mumbai itself, the city of Mumbai, which is very, you can say, you give the height also of this thing. But a naval war was happening between Kadamba, Shilaras. So that is a very beautiful connection. In fact, it shows you what kind of battleships existed during that period. So it is not always that sati was practiced during the Kadambas. No, it was not there actually. But the man enjoyed himself with his, you can say, apsaras, and because there are many other wives around over here and women around. So he's having his own fun. And that he has got, you can say, over here, the swarga is what is reflected by battling in the field. So that is the virga. Because if there was a, you can say, a pratha, or you can say a custom of going sati, where did you find? You found it in Kepe, Goa over here. And have they found sati hand over there? Have you ever thought about it? Because if then there is a sati hand found, then find that she went sati along with him. But otherwise in Kadamba region, they never had. And Kepe, by the way, is known also for, you can say, your petroglyphs. Okay, so it's a very beautiful, you can say, piece. You can emphasize on the naval war, which is over here. I think that young man who had done over here earlier stone anchors, or now you can work on maritime history of Goa over there for it. All of you all together can do, because Goa is very rich with all these kind of things over here. So you can work even more on battleships over here. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Excellent.
thank you.
How old are you guys? Which school?
KB Hedgewar Higher Secondary School.
KV?
Hedgewar.
Hedgewar.
Yeah.
And how old are you guys?
I'm 16. We are all in the same class, in 11th standard.
11th standard.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So, what is the most interesting insight that you came across while doing this work?
Sorry?
What's the most interesting insight, the aha moment you had while doing this project? If you did have any.
When we first selected the artifact, we thought that we will not able to get much information about this. But when we researched more, we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that the artifact is very important. And we have researched more. We found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the heroes, the battles, and the stories, they are very beautiful. And we found that memorial stones, how they depict the he the old heroes, how they are commemorated. Even now, they are used in memorials, in statues, and it is a broad topic to talk about.
And is there much documentation that you found on this?
On this particular artifact, we couldn't find any much.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
Thank you so much.
So, basically, you said this is 1.2 meters tall or something like that. But
1.7.
what I
1.7.
see, yeah, 1.7. So what I see is it is broken from both ends. So, like, what would the
Yes.
stone, this
Yes.
memorial stone, look like if it was intact?
So there's a assumption that this stone is not a single stone. It could be part of a monument. After the Kadambas ruled, the Islamic rulers, when they invaded Goa, they destroyed many temples, monuments, or something. So this stone can be assumed to be a part of a monument wall or something else. Then it could be broken, and there could be some other panels also, which would have showed more of the detail of the story of the battle or anything else.
All right.
Can I
So
interrupt over here? Because
Yes, ma'am.
virgas were never a part of a monument. They were always separate, and you do have tall virgas like this. In the city of Mumbai itself, near Borivali, you have 3 virgas with this battleship and all, everything around. So they are very tall, about 6 feet in height, more than. So probably, as you said over here, it's cut, but the base is given over here. So that lower part may have been, you can say, destroyed. But they've shown over here a temple style. So when you look at this temple style on top, it is a Fausana style which is shown up there on the top. Okay, and this Fausana style is not used for gods and goddesses. It is used on a mandapa, or you can say a hero's samadhi or anything of that kind. So it ends up over here because you can see that cut over there. So it is a lower portion only which is missing. So it is not a part of any. Virgals are never a part of a monument.
All right.
Sanjana has raised her hands. Sanjana.
Yes, so you said you did a little bit of reading on the Kadamba dynasty. Could you maybe tell us what kind of hero stones were commissioned in the Kadamba dynasty? Are there any recurring themes that can be seen?
Yeah, with themes like some, there can be like, if any crime is there, like any crime has been committed, and a hero is commemorated for saving the villagers and all. That can be one, and also the battles mostly.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank
So
you.
perhaps we need to think about that a little bit more. Anita, I'd like to ask you this tradition about destroying temples and all that. Has there been any tradition of that in kind of say Hindu rulers going
No. In fact, they enhanced the temple, or they built a bigger temple. So here I can give the example of the Kailashnath temple at Kanchipuram built by the Pallavas. So when the Chalukyas defeated them, they built, you can say, in commemoration of the victory, the Virupaksha temple. And when the Rashtrakutas defeated the Chalukyas, they built over there the Kailash temple at Ellora, which was even more better. So they never destroyed any temples. We don't have that concept of destruction at all. So they enhanced or made better out of it. That was a tradition over there. It is only after the advent of, you can say, the Huns began actually destroying, because that's the reason in North India we don't have many temples surviving. And then later on, the caliphate and all came in, they started destroying these temples over here. That is the reason why we don't have. And Virgas, because they were commemorative stones over here in memory, they ignored them basically. That's it.
Okay. I've just come back from Kashmir, and here and there you see the ruins of old temples which are quite neglected.
Sun Temple, Markandeya Temple.
Yeah. So other than that, are there any others?
There were many, in fact, over there. They were all got destroyed. Or even if you go to Qutub Minar, for example, that entire premises is made up of a whole group of Hindu and Jain temples. So they just destroyed them and they use that stone for making, you can say, other monuments around it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Over to Madhu.
Sir, if I may add to what Anita ma'am just said,
Yes.
one such example can be seen in the Gudimallam temple, which has inscriptions noting contributions of the Banas, Cholas, and Pallavas to the temple structure, as in when they have ruled that particular region. So it's a very common feature in Hindu temple architecture that other dynasties usually add to the temple structure, not destroy parts of it.
Okay, interesting observation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your submission. We'll move on to the next exhibit, which is the Dakshinamurti statue. So, Rohan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just bring up your exhibit. Okay, Rohan, you'll be given 2 minutes and your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Under the shade of an ancient banyan tree, Shiva sits as Dakshinamurti, the silent teacher, facing south, a rare position. He beckons those seeking wisdom to gather around. Without words, he imparts the deepest truth of existence, showing that real knowledge comes not from speech but from silence. In one hand, he holds a rosary, each bead symbolizing dedication and spiritual practice. A serpent coils around his form, representing time's unending cycle of creation and destruction. A tiny flame flickers in his palm, piercing the darkness of ignorance and guiding the way to truth. In another hand, rests kusha grass or ancient scriptures offering wisdom from sacred text. Dakshinamurti manifests in distinct forms, each reflecting as aspect of divine teaching. Janana Dakshinamurti embodies pure knowledge, symbolizing enlightenment. Vyakhana Dakshinamurti holds scriptures teaching philosophy with deep and clarity. Yoga Dakshinamurti represents self realization through a mastery of yoga and meditation, while Veena Dakshinamurti, as the master of music, embodies creativity and cosmic harmony. In all these forms, Dakshinamurti stand out as a silent teacher, one who transcends language, leading followers to, to a knowledge that can only be gained through self inquiry and direct experience. Figures like Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Laozi, Muhammad, and Socrates also lead seekers to truth. Jesus through parables, Buddha through meditation, Confucius through ethics, Laozi through non action, Muhammad through elevation, and Socrates through questioning. Dakshinamurti's unique approach lies in his silence, pointing towards a wisdom that goes beyond words and intellectual understanding. The mythical wordless transaction of knowledge sets Dakshinamurti apart, making him a profound and timeless spiritual guide.
All right, Rohan, thank you so much. Jury members, we will take it to you now.
So, Rohan, when and where was this sculpture excavated?
Uh, Ma'am, actually, I didn't search that much, but this sculpture is from 12th century AD and from Chola dynasty. I think it was found in South India, which was written on the pamphlet of the uh, uh, uh,
The artifact.
So, have you done any reading about it?
I have read some of the articles.
Okay. Fine.
Where is it located today?
It is in National Museum, New Delhi.
Okay.
Okay, Rohan, I think you mentioned that there are different typologies of Dakshinamurti. Rohan, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are there different typologies of Dakshinamurti?
Sir, there are different forms of Dakshinamurti.
So which form is this?
I don't know the exact one, but uh, this is called Shiva as a supreme teacher. There is not exact form which is mentioned.
All right. Sanjana?
Oh, yes, sir. So if we, this is something that I found out a little later, is that if we look at the legs of the statue, we see a band running across the knees.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That
ma'am.
particular aspect in the Dakshinamurti iconography, as per texts, refers to Yoga Dakshinamurti. And while we can't really see what is held up in the arms behind the upper two arms, the fact that the lower two arms are straight and rested, they're often shown rested on the knees or next to the sculpture. So this could be Yoga Dakshinamurti form of Shiva.
Okay. Anita ma'am, do you have any comments?
No, I think what Sanjana explained was correct over there. And she asked, but what about that one earring which you find over here? You didn't say anything. One earlobe is, you can say, straight long one. Well, here, I mean, he has more Buddhistic features when you look at it. While generally Shiva has a kind of his Jata Mukuta is more, this is not like a Jata Mukuta. So he's got more Buddhistic features over here.
Yes, ma'am, but I didn't found anything about that.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks.
Kavi sir, do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions about this. But are there any more entries after this?
So this is the last one.
Okay, this is the last one. Perhaps we can have an open-ended a little discussion here with Anita and Anuradha maybe, and you guys.
Yes, sir. So I will close this exhibit if you don't have any questions.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for your submission. It's a you've done a very good photogrammetry of the artifact. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And like Deepa, me, and Sanjana have to go backstage to figure out the valedictory. So Kavi sir,
Yeah.
please take it from here. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think again it's a bundle of surprises. You students have done an amazing job, and you surprise us each time. And I'm delighted each time, and we also learn a lot from you guys when we see these exhibits. I'd really like to thank Dr. Anita Rane Kothare for having joined us today, and Dr. Anuradha from Loyola College, and it's her first time here with us. And this is really interesting what we've experienced. Do you have any comments to say? I'll start with Anuradha first, and then I'll go to Anita.
Yes, sir. So first, let me thank you and the team e-Yantra for this wonderful opportunity. I was really impressed seeing students like from the school and especially from the colleges. It is a very beautiful attempt to know the local history. So I could see so many of the participants. They have gone directly and seen the places and tried to collect the information from those places. Many of the places they said doesn't have much of documentation also, so they have attempted to document the local history of the place that they are staying in. And I think it's a very beautiful way of studying history. rather than sitting and reading through the books, going out and looking for yourself and exploring the places. You come to know more about yourself, your past, your identity. So I think it's a beautiful and very rich experience that you have all gained in this entire process. So I'm sure that all of you here would have, enhanced your study, your the research on these historical facts that you have taken. It's a beautiful attempt, and really happy to see so much of effort that you have put, and to know more about the sculptures or the artifacts that you have collected, you have tried to explain. So congratulate each and every participant here. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Anuradha. Anita, your pearls of wisdom to us.
Well, first of all, congratulations to e-Yantra also, as well as students for encouraging them for understanding what is history as such. I think I'll just turn my this so you can see my face over here. So, because at Nasik, it's very difficult to get all these, you can say, network, but still, and they have taken a variety of subjects, whether it is Gudimallam, Amarnath, but the fact is that they chose some odd things was really fascinating. Even Chitrakathi style to take up, it's a challenge. And I don't think so the UG and my PG students become very lethargic and lazy. But I think the students have really done a fantastic job. And in fact, to give them marks, I feel very sad over here. Less marks or more marks, because each one has put in their efforts. Maybe something is lacking because they lack a teacher over there to explain or whatever, but they by themselves have done this thing, and it is really remarkable. That's the way I look at it as. So actually all of them deserve, you can say, prizes, because nobody makes such kind of attempts. So this is what I call as a new education policy, which I think the e-Yantra has, you can say, implemented over here. And that is what should be actually done, because where they do hands-on research, they go and see, they explore the history of that place. So this is commemorable over here. It's very, very good way of putting it. Little reference. I don't expect them to know everything, even about the battleships. Maybe they might have, you can say, omitted some part of it. But then what they require is keen observation. I mean, like a minor hearing over there also requires a lot of things, because even just now when I'm doing coins, there are over, you can say, 1,000 coins over there. When students are all sitting and working on those coins over there, they're going to look at even the writing over there, handwriting, calligraphy, everything, the way it has been put on, and the changes over there, the size, the shape, everything has to be looked at. Each one has been given a different hole. So you can understand how difficult task it is. And so these children have really done, all of them, a good job. Hats off to them. Okay, maybe I had been a little bit more critical. I'm sorry about it, but that will make you all think even more. That's the way I look at it as over here. So it is a very good, I like Chitrakathi, because here you have fused in over your intangible heritage with tangible heritage. Okay, and yet made a fantastic attempt. So it is something really very remarkable over here. And from that only, I feel ideas will, you can say, emerge in your minds to do further research. So I feel whether you take engineering or whether you take any other interdisciplinary, but add and fuse them both all together, and you can be really successful in life. That's the way I look at it as. Okay, congratulations to each one of you over here. Thank you.
That's Dr. Anita Rane Kothare, the head of Ancient Indian Culture Department at Xavier's. In fact, they have their own Herat Museum, which is there in Xavier's. So if you guys are ever enthused about it, or you visit Bombay, then maybe you should look her up and go and see, and make a little visit to Xavier's and have a look at the museum there. And she's also a trustee of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Museum, which is here in South Bombay. And I'm sure that she could arrange a visit for you there also, right? We've had some amazing times with her, because I've taken our interns. We run these large competitions with engineering college students, and 15,000 students take part, and the top 100 come to IIT Bombay for internships. And we take all of them on guided tours of Kanheri caves and Karla caves and all that kind of stuff with Anita. And we are sort of riveted by her storytelling about these ancient monuments. It really brings history alive Okay, I wish I was taught history like this when I was small. But anyway, having said that, um, uh, Anita, I'd like you to do us a favor. I've sent you a message, right? And to Madhu also. Have you seen that?
What is it sent on WhatsApp?
No, on the chat here.
Oh, I haven't checked it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, one.
And Madhu, you also. Okay, so one little thing before we close the session and have the valedictory, right, which Madhu will anchor, right? I'd like Deepa to anchor it with him, perhaps along with Anita. We'd like to have some insights into something unexpected that you experienced in your journey while doing this project, because I'm sure that it's been transformational in some sense, and it'll be nice if you just share your insights with us. So, Anita, have you read the message?
I cannot read. I can't open it over here. I can just read a few things.
Okay, I will send it to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah, better. It'll be more better.
Acha, I'll do that. Yeah, I've sent it now.
Okay.
Madhu, are you there? I think he's in
Hello,
another
sir.
room.
Sir, can you hear me? This is Deepa.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
can hear you.
Madhu and Sanjana, and we are working on this valedictory, last minute changes in the results. So
Okay.
5 minutes we need to do that.
Fine. So, Deepa, I'll leave you as the anchor. I've sent you also a message. Anita, did you get the message?
No. 1 minute. Can I send it to Deepa directly? Or
No, I've sent it to you. But Anita
yeah.
and Dr. Anuradha, I'd like to just have you bear with us. There's another meeting which I was to be a part of at right now actually, and the host hasn't turned up, so I've been called in an emergency basis to come there as a host. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of our e-Yantra team and Dr. Anita Rane Kothare, who's like one of us because she's been doing this a fair amount with us. With your permission, Anita?
Yeah, sure.
So you shall help us anchor and close the session with a few insights from the young students here. And after that, Madhu and Sanjana will host a valedictory where they'll announce the awards.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so over to you. Deepa?
Yes, sir. So, we thank everybody for joining, and also it was very storytelling. Like everybody were in a storytelling mode, and it's nice. So what we'll do is, we heard from every participant about the artifact, and 1 second. Yeah, so we heard about each artifact, their story, and the research that they have done. So what we'll do is I'll play a consolidated video of each artifact and the narrative in brief, so that everybody will get to know the artifacts again. I'll just play that.
Deepa, before that, I would like to have some interaction with the teams to see what are the insights. It'll be nice to document them here. So, Anita, with your help, and Dr.
Yeah,
Anuradha
sure.
also. Thanks.
So guys, don't be so scared about anything, okay? We all were beginners over here, but I think you'll have done a very good job when you all look at it over here, because nobody makes such a kind of an attempt. So feel free and chat over here. How do you want to go, individually or at random? I mean, what made you that inspiration over here you all got? Now you all have got to speak over there. Inspiration to do that topic. Who gave you that inspiration? Come on. Chalo, Arnav, anchor the program. Come on.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I need to articulate myself better.
What gave you that inspiration to choose that particular thing? Like, for example, Shantinathji over here, or even Amarnath temple, or even the Ahmednagar temple, any kind, it doesn't matter. But you go and then you look at it like, who took you all over there? That, this is Bhumija style or Nagara style. Okay, in that manner. Because not everybody, they look at it as a temple. They don't know that there are Nagara, Dravida, Vesara, Bhumija, Kausana, all these styles coming. And suddenly you all, give me over here these insights. I said, okay, I said, my God, these insights are really very good. That you all know these concepts. Otherwise, nobody knew Bhumija. In fact, I think my SYBA students also yet don't know about it. So that's something really very good. So who gave you that inspiration to work on that particular topic?
For one thing, last time I think you might remember. Last time I did a mutoscope, and that was extremely niche, and I couldn't find proper resources for it because it was so niche and so under researched. It was hard to find resources for it, and so I gravitated towards temples because there's many temples. Give me a moment. There's many temples. You can go them. You can ask people about the cultural significance of the temples.
Okay.
And you can also read a lot about it.
Right. So what about this young lady over here? Come on. Say.
Okay, I think adding to Anita ma'am, I would like to share that if you have any experience, like in this 8 weeks journey of virtual museum, like any experience about searching for an artifact, how difficult or easy it was, whether your parents helped you in that, and then how you did the research, the experience about the research, the experience about the blender, because many of you have worked on the blender and photogrammetry. So how many times you have done that photogrammetry? I know that one time it will not work. You have to take a lot of pictures to make the 3D model. So could you share, anybody, like just raise your hand, unmute yourself, share your experience about 3D modeling, photogrammetry. Okay, Arnav.
Ma'am, while doing this assignment, I faced problems and I got lots of positive inputs. So the first thing is like the problems I faced were that, yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
Were that when I was taking the photogrammetry, it would always not come super perfect because most of the background would come under it. Then in Blender, when I was trying to make some objects, some of the object designs would go wrong and it would look as if something strange happened to the object. Then I faced many positive inputs like learning many new softwares and also my in my artifact for my artifact, my interaction with the archaeologist helped me a lot in making this thing possible.
Okay, okay. That's nice. So there was a big journey. Yeah, ma'am.
What would like to do? Yes, Rohan, come on.
Ma'am, I faced many problems. Like sometimes my artifact would go pink when I opened it, or sometimes Blender would crash. So I had to make the model twice for the submission. or sometimes it's lagged out, and many problems happened with the Blender.
Yeah.
In meanwhile, I learned many shortcuts, many things, many softwares, many new softwares I found. So that was very interesting for me.
Okay, very good. I mean, that's how you understood it. This is a difficult task. But who knows with computer, this thing, engineering and all, you can do, and AI is also there now today. So you can work on all these kind of things, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, is there anything I can try to make my model better?
Why not? See, when you put in those, you can say people around over there. Okay, you got to be very careful. You can put a normal person, or you may not even put, you can put in lights on top. I think Sanjana was the one who had actually done. In fact, I had made virtual galleries over there, and the ASI accepted it, and now they are in their, they are available on the YouTube also. You can anytime see them under the ASI because our students made things for them during COVID. So we made a whole gallery. Okay. So that is how it can be, you can say, worked upon. So that doesn't, it's a new first attempt, and I don't think so anything is wrong in it. Okay. Very good. Like, so
Yeah.
Shlok, you have anything?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm Narana, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
My artifact is Gudimallam Lingam. The difficulties I faced as like the first thing is the many different perspectives when it comes to Linga. Like it is in the phallic structure, or it is in the shape like our is it's completely in the it is in a phallic structure. There are many forms, there are many perspectives written by different uh, writers, and there are different books like Elements of Hindu Iconography written by archaeologist T. A. Gopinath Rao, and there are many perspectives. The main thing is that I have faced difficulties, like in what perspective can I see a linga? Like it is in the, when it comes to our artifact, there is a story regarding the artifact about it. It represents a trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva as three bugs, like Brahma Bhag, Vishnu Bhag, and Shiva Bhag. And when it comes to some, in some other perspective, it uh, it it comes about linga. It's Shiva and Shakti combines about two Shiva Shakti. It's Prakriti, and it's somewhat different perspectives, right, ma'am? That's the thing I have faced many difficult. Like that's the point where I had faced many difficulties. And when it comes to the School of Art, there are many things I can't even say whether it is belonging to one century, one period, as there are many inscriptions found in that temple, Parashurameshwara temple, where the Gudimalla Lingam is situated. As per the inscriptions, like Bana inscriptions, as well as the many Pallava inscriptions, were found that they had contributed to the temple in that century, in that period of time. By that, I can say that I had said that it's from the second century BC. But how can we can guess rather than only
See,
by not?
actually, you go to learn the history of art. That when did actually these kind of, you can say, Shaiva, you can say, worship came about. Now, these Shiva as a phallus or a cylindrical stone occurs very early. But
Yes,
Shiva
ma'am.
with a, you can say, Rupakaya form or a male form, you can say, occurs pretty late. That is what happens. Again, there are two controversies like Shiva as Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. But you can also have Agora, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Sadyojata, Ishan. So all of them are there.
Bhairava,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there are
All there are
many
eight.
different
There are
forms.
many, but these are the main ones. When you say a Maheshwara Murti, you have a Mahesh cult also coming in. So you got to see when did this cults really evolve. And for that, you got to also look at literature. So like Linga Purana and all are very good. Okay. So
Okay,
that is
ma'am.
the way I look at it.
Okay.
Right.
I'll interrupt here,
Okay.
ma'am. So we are like we have the results ready for valedictory, and I think there are many hand raised, but maybe one we will take. Virasat Titans. You wanted to share about your experience?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, from this
Sure.
competition, we have acquired a wealth of knowledge. That is, we got to know more about our family history during the first week. And when during the second week after that, when we were paid a visit to our artifact, we got to know more about our city's heritage culture and also got to know about the value of the teamwork. We got to know each other more, and after that, during the photogrammetry week, when we did the photogrammetry in a team of the artifact, that came out perfect in the first attempt. But when we did it individually at home, we had to do it many times. So at that time, we got to know that we did everything like perfectly when we were together, but individually we were a bit nervous. And after that, during the Blender week, it was a totally new experience for us that we had never had before. We used this software for the first time. And after that, we also improved our discussion and communication skills as we communicated with you. You asked us questions, we also asked you our doubts, and you helped us a lot in improving ourselves. So basically, this competition made us learn a lot more than expected.
Okay, that's nice, nice. So we believe that this competition has helped all the participants learn 3D Blender modeling, photogrammetry, research, but more than that, teamwork and doing it together. So when you are doing it together, you get a lot of ideas to work and you get a lot of energy. So that's nice to hear. So now I will hand over the mic to Sanjana to start with the valedictory function.
Right. Hello, good evening, everyone. First of all, we would like to congratulate all 11 teams participants for reaching the finals, because the past 8 weeks there was a lot of new things to learn, not only with Blender but with research and also the entire aspect of team dynamics. And all of you have done wonderfully and reached the finals. So kudos to that to all of you. And now, without any further ado, Deepa ma'am, sorry, you would have to give me screen sharing permissions.
Yeah. Just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanjana.
Okay. So now, without any further ado, we will move on to the section that everybody has been waiting for quite some time, the valedictory function. Or just a minute. Just a minute. Excuse me. Hold on. Okay, is my screen visible, Deepa ma'am?
Yeah, Sanjana, make it in a present mode.
All right. Okay, so our first prize for the evening is the Best Presentation Award. This goes to the participant that has been very eloquent in their presentation today and their interaction with the jury. And that award goes to Ishan Bhalera.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well done, Ishan. Well done.
Congratulations, Ishan. Great job today. The
Could
next.
you share your audio also? Like system audio is not shared, I think.
Oh,
Reshare and then
extremely sorry. Stop share.
Ishan, what do you feel about the category award?
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Okay. The next award is the Rare Find Award, and this goes to the team, the participants that went out of their way to look for artifacts and to do substantial research on them, and that award goes to Team Eureka. Heartiest congratulations, Viraj, Archit, Mohit, and Shardul. Great job.
congratulations, team.
All right. Moving
It
forward,
seems Viraj is not there.
No, they're there.
Okay.
Yeah.
are any team members, Viraj? Do you have to
Yes,
say?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah.
You was
We are
welcome.
very
Congratulations.
much grateful for the award. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So our next set of awards are for participants who have come so far in the competition, and this is an attempt to honor all of your efforts, your perseverance, and all the time that you have spent in learning uh, new technologies, new subjects for this purpose. The honorable mentions are as follows. Rohan Saini, congratulations.
Congratulations, Rohan.
This is
Thank you, sir.
followed by Muskan Nain.
Excellent work, Muskan. Thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Next is Vaijayanti Ojha.
Great work, Vaijanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Team Ashoka. Congratulations for Sud and Hitar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice work.
And now we move forward to the top 5 submissions of the virtual museum competition. I would like to remind or rather state that the selection for the top 5 entries has been made on the basis of submissions marked throughout week 4, 5, and 6. So this is a cumulative marking of the 3 weeks, which has gotten us our top 5. And the 5th prize goes to Team Virtual Regional.
Well done, team. Well done,
Sai
Sai.
and Indrayani, congratulations. Great job on your submissions. Fourth prize goes to Team Museum Maverick. Congratulations, Yashwant, Ravikumar, and Narayana. Great job on selecting an artifact and presenting and doing research as you have.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your.
The third prize goes to Team Virata Titan. Congratulations, Vaishnavi, Mannath, and Kashvi. Are you there?
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Vaishnavi,
Well
you're on
done.
mute if you're saying anything.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great job on your submissions. The second prize goes to Team Era Devs for the Hero Stone artifact. Kartikeya, Harsh, Lok,
Thank you so much.
Varun, congratulations. And the first prize goes to Arnav Maurya for his work on the phone anchor.
Thank
done,
you, ma'am, sir, and to AS Gore as well, AS Gore sir as well. Ma'am's Sanjana's suggestions for the research article helped me a lot. Sir Madhu's help with the blender, with learning how to scale into human size and making a fantastic virtual museum was very helpful. And AS Gauss sir's showing me of different artifacts which I could choose from was also very out of this world helpful for me. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
Arnav.
Thank you.
Arnav was also marked by the jury on his excellent presentation. So congratulations on that as well. And once again, I would like to congratulate all category honorable mentions and prize winners. And we would like to encourage you to engage with history, with Blender in a more personal manner. Learn what you can the way you want to and have fun while doing that. And that's all from me. Now I would hand the stage over to Deepa ma'am for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjana. And congratulations to all the participants. we hope that you liked your awards. And thank you all. So, Sanjana, could you stop screen share? Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you for joining. And definitely a big thanks to our jury members, Dr. Anuradha ma'am and Anita Rane ma'am, for your time and for your impressions. Like each interaction with the participants have definitely, triggered a new set of research because they have done a study, but when you asked different questions, this has triggered them. Okay, yeah, the school of art and all those things also we should look for when we are checking out the artifact. So thank you, Anita ma'am and Anuradha ma'am, for your
Thanks.
time.
And happy Diwali to all of you all. And hope to see you all. Welcome all of you all to Xavier's. And you'll really enjoy it. Okay? Come to Nasik. There's lots over here for you all also. Right? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can we ask all
Ma'am,
participants
happy
to turn
Diwali
their
and
videos on?
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Can I come tomorrow?
Come tomorrow. I'm there. Early come. I'll show you everything in the museum as well as you can interact with the director over there, Riza Abbas. And it'll be real fun. All of you all, you should come over here. It'll be fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Madhu.
Yeah, Arnav.
Workshops. Come tomorrow. If you're here at Nasik, come. Okay.
Yeah, Arnav.
Sir, my father would like to say a few words.
Sure.
Yes, sure. Meanwhile, can I ask everybody else to activate their cameras so that we can take a screenshot?
Because it's an online
Yeah,
grand
it's an
finale.
online, so we need a
Yeah, we can't
photograph
take a picture, we'll
of
take
the
a
entire.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Will
Yes,
you
sir.
please?
Yes, sir, Mr. Maurya. You also be there. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that it was this program is a wonderful program. My kid has participated in many such programs, but never in the way that it has one-to-one interaction, suggestions, and sometimes we had to touch the limit. He had to be like telling me, I cannot sleep because I have to finish this on time and with the school and everything together. But what is more important in that is the involvement of the family was also there, and we learned so much from what all he brought the information. And this involvement actually encourages us to know more about our history. So I am now planning to take him to Dholavira and Dwarka, which is
Very good.
going to excite him even further. Thank you, ma'am. It was very good.
Nice. That's
Thank you
really
so much.
nice feedback, and we really want that family should get involved because the first task in the competition is family genealogy, where the student interact with family, with the parents, grandparents, and they understand their own history, and then they understand the history around them. So we are very happy to hear from you that it has connected and it has gone in a right manner. So thank you, sir. And thanks to Madhu and Sanjana for actively being involved with all the participants. I would like to request Dr. Anuradha ma'am for your impressions.
Yeah, first I would like to congratulate all the winners. Hearty congratulations to each of you and also to all other participants. It was a very beautiful presentation that each of you have made, and I'm sure a lot of learning has gone in because it's not only about the history, you have also learned how to apply so much of technology to learn. And I should really congratulate the team, e-Yantra, for this beautiful initiative that you have taken. So congratulations to all of you. And I had a really wonderful time here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. This being the first time, we are happy that you have enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining, and we hope to see you again and again. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so
And
much,
yeah.
guys, for participating. Take part in the next edition also. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sure.
ma'am. Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Welcome.